Time for a 2-box penny hunt. Alright, after getting 2 boxes that were full of uncirculated pennies, I already checked this one to make sure it was circulated. It is. The other box is also circulated, but it got dropped, so I'll be hunting that one first since they're all kind of loose. So, you know the drill. I'll bring you in on the first find. Roll 1, and we got our first find. A Canadian. It's 1969. Nice. Roll number 3, and we've got our first wheat cent. It is a 1942 Philly. Roll number 5, and we've got another Canadian. This time it is a 1994. Roll number 7, and we've got our next wheat cent. It's a 1957 Philly. All right, very next roll, we got another wheat cent. This one's a 1957 Denver. All right, I forgot what roll this is since this is from the box that was broken, but we've got our third Canadian cent. This one's from 1997. All right, we found our next wheat cent. And this time it's a 1956 Denver. Very next roll, and we found our next 2 wheat cents. Let's see what this first one is. It is a 1942 Philly, it looks like. And the other one is a 1944 Philly. Nice. Well, it's not a wheat cent or a foreign, but it's a dime, so we'll take the profit. Back to the hunt. All right, we found our next wheat cent. This one is a 1945 Philly. All right, next roll, we found our next Canadian. It's a 1986. All right, we found another wheat cent. This time it's a 1955. It does not look like it's got a double die. Roll number 49. We got another wheat cent. This time looks like a 1944 Denver. All right, let's get started on the second box. All right, third roll of the second box. We got our first wheat cent. And it's a 1941 Philly. The next roll, we got our next wheat cent. And it's a 1951 Philly. Well, box number 2 seems to be heating up. Again, the very next roll, another wheat cent. Another 1951 Philly. I think this one's seen better days, though. All right, roll number 10. We got another wheat cent. This one's a little bit decent shape. A little bit more decent shape, should I say. And no surprise, it's a 1957 Denver. Very same roll, another wheat cent. This one is a 1956 Denver. All right, roll number 14. We got another wheat cent. Let's get 1958 Denver. All right, roll number 16. We got our first foreign of the box. Looks like a Canadian. Nice. All right, roll 27. We got another wheat cent. This time it is a 1945 Philly. Roll 29. Got our next Canadian. This time it's a 1984. Roll number 30. And we've got our next wheat scent. Looks a little bit worse for wear. And that appears to be a 1930. I believe that's a D, but I can't quite make it out even under the scope. Roll number 40. We got another wheat scent. And it is a 1949 filly. Next roll. Another wheat scent. And this one's a 1934 filly. Nice. Roll number 45. We've got another wheat scent. This time looks to be another 56 Denver. Roll 47. And it looks like we got a Balboa from Panama. It's a 2001. All right, roll 48. We got another wheat scent. Ooh, this time it's a 1929 filly. Oldest of the hunt. All right, roll 50. We've got another Canadian this time. It's a little bit older. Looks like a 1959. Nice. And I think that's it for the roll 50, so I'll bring you back in for the wrap up. All right, that brings us to the end of this 2-box penny hunt. Overall, it's a pretty good hunt. We found 20 wheat cents and 8 foreign and 1 dime instead of a penny, so that was kind of a bonus. So let's start out with our first box finds. Found this 1986 Canadian cent. Found a 1997 Canadian cent. Found a 1994 Canadian cent. And we found a 1968 Canadian cent. For the wheat cents, we found this 1942 filly. Found a 1944 filly. Found a 1944 in Denver, a little chewed up. Well circulated, as some might say. Found a 1945 filly. Found a 1955, and this is not a DDO. Decent shape though. Then we found a 56 Denver. A 57 filly. And a 57 Denver. All right, box 2, we got a 2010 Canadian cent. And then we found a 1984 Canadian cent. Found this older 1959, oldest Canadian cent of the hunt. Decent shape. And then we found a Balboa 2001. Pretty decent shape. For wheat cents, we found this decent 1929 filly. It's our oldest wheat cent of this hunt. Found a 1930 Denver, I believe. It's kind of chewed up, so I can't really tell even with the scope. Found a 1934 Philly. We found a 1941 Philly. A 1945 Philly. It's a 1949 Philly. We found two 1951 Phillies. One's a little bit more chewed up than the other. And there's our customary coin drop. We also found two 1956 Denvers. Found a 1957 Philly. Decent shape. And we found, last but not least, a 1958 Denver. So overall, it was a pretty good hunt. We found 20 wheat cents. It's nice to see those increasing. I was getting a little worried when I was seeing more Canadians than I was Wheaties. We also made a little bit of a profit finding that dime, so can't get mad at that, as Rob would say. But we'll get these two boxes rolled back up and get them traded in for another couple. So if you want to see more of my videos, and if I've earned it, I hope you'll click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications of my next video. If you like this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. As always, thanks for watching, and happy hunting.